All the links to the original posts are given in the description. So now let's head straight to the video. I caught my husband in an affair and I don't know how to move on. I've suspected things had been going on for a while, but kept brushing it off. I thought he would never do that to me. Since around April, he's been refusing my attempts to have sex most of the time, sitting differently on the couch to where he's facing away from me. Little things. It's with one of our good friends. She came to my house a few weeks ago. She's texted me. She's pretended to be there for me. I found out because I rolled over and they were having a Snapchat conversation. She said she wished she could be there to hold him, and he summarized that I tried to seduce him last night and mocked it. I confronted him and he admitted it. He said that it was because quarantine was stressful. He does not want to work things out. He thinks of me only as a friend in his heart. When I told her husband, he confronted her and apparently they actually kissed back in February. I think at that moment, I was never going to be enough for him. We used to be so happy. The week before they kissed, we celebrated Valentine's Day together. He bought us a nice bottle of wine for our anniversary. We had fun, we were perfect. I don't know where to go from here. We've been married only about a year. I feel like he took so much from me and doesn't even want to go to therapy or work this out. I don't want to leave my house, but everywhere in it I see him. He chose her. I've been cheated in every relationship I've ever been in. He was supposed to be my forever. I don't know what to do. I've made therapy appointments, but I was also laid off last month, so I have too much free time to analyze every single moment where he might have been lying to me or where I made myself pathetic trying to cling to him. How do I start to get through this? TLDR. My husband had an affair and does not want to try to work out our marriage. I feel like I'm drowning and don't know how to start moving on. Now before we move on, the story has an update. First of all, I just want to thank everyone here for the support I received following my first post back in August. At the time, it truly felt like my world was ending. It was important to me to make this update because I need to tell anyone who's currently going through the same thing, it gets better. You will get so much better. I had one conversation with my husband since everything happened, by his choice. It lasted maybe 5 minutes and was like talking to a robot. I know from others that he cries to people about how he ruined his life, but I have never once gotten an apology or the same show of regret. At this point, I don't care. I know him and the other woman are still seeing each other, and frankly, they deserve each other. Good for them. While I still feel angry occasionally, I no longer mourn what I once had. Instead, I'm so excited for the life I now get to live. I moved to a small walkable city and gave myself my dream apartment. It makes me so happy to see how I've decorated it and to just live in a cozy place instead of our old dreary house. I was the breadwinner in our marriage, and he would make me feel awful about wanting to pay for nice meals or do fun things. Since moving here, I've done a ton of foodie fun stuff and don't feel guilty. It's so refreshing. I have dipped my toe into the dating pool again and had plenty of mediocre dates from dating apps. Recently, I found someone who I've really clicked with and am enjoying how appreciated and desired he's made me feel. It's definitely early and we're moving slow, but overall, dating has made me realize that I'm a catch who doesn't have to settle. Therapy has done wonders and I'm so happy I immediately dove into it. My therapist is proud of me. I'm proud of me. I've stopped looking at being divorced as a failure. He failed, not me. I'm genuinely happy and excited to wake up each morning and no longer feel like this terrible weight is sitting on my chest. The holidays were surprisingly easy and I found myself so happy to spend time with my family without having to compromise anything. So all in all, life is good and there's so much of it ahead. Looking back, I can't believe I wasted so much time thinking about how I could get him to come home. I've made my own home and my own happiness, and that is worth so much more. TLDR, husband left me for another woman. He sucks, but things get better. I'm glad to hear that you've made progress and are finding your way forward after such a difficult situation. Your update is inspiring, and it's a testament to your strength and resilience. Here are some pieces of advice to continue moving forward and building a brighter future. Keep focusing on therapy. Continue working with your therapist, as they can provide valuable guidance and support as you navigate the healing process. Self-care is crucial. Continue investing in self-care and self-love. Take time for activities that bring you joy, relaxation, and peace. Surround yourself with a support system. Lean on friends and family who provide emotional support and understanding. It's important to have a strong network during challenging times. Embrace new opportunities. Explore new interests, hobbies, and experiences. This is a great time to discover more about yourself and what makes you happy. Set goals and make plans. Think about what you want to achieve in the future, both personally and professionally. Setting and working towards goals can be motivating and fulfilling. Let go of the past. While it's natural to reflect on your previous relationship, try not to dwell on it or blame yourself. Recognize that it was his choice, and you're moving forward to a better life. Be open to new relationships, as you've already started to date again. Be open to the possibility of a healthy, loving relationship in the future. Take your time and find someone who appreciates you for who you are. Forgive for your own peace. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning what he did, but it can free you from carrying around anger and resentment. It's a gift you give to yourself. Stay positive and grateful. Cultivate a positive mindset and gratitude for the good things in your life. Recognize the progress you've made and the new opportunities ahead. Remember that healing is a process. Healing from infidelity and the end of a marriage takes time. There may be moments of sadness and frustration, but over time, these will become less frequent and less intense. It's wonderful to see how you've transformed your life and mindset, and I wish you continued happiness and success as you move forward. You are absolutely right. Life is full of opportunities, and you have the power to create a brighter, happier future for yourself. Now let's move to the next story. Stupidest question ever. Is there any polite way to suggest to 23M to curl his eyelashes? I am 100% aware of how silly this is, and it's no big deal if he doesn't. But I'm currently dating a man with eyelashes that are very straight and sloped down. They almost cover his eyes and block out any light reflecting from them, which gives him a major case of zombie eyes. I'm not kidding. If you look at him, you cannot see a single spark of light. It's sort of disconcerting. They cover his pupils as well, so any changes in dilation are blurred, making it look like his eyes just aren't moving at all. TLDR, very nice guy has eyelashes that make him look like a very nice dead guy. Is there any socially acceptable way to suggest an eyelash curler? Or should I content myself with the dating dead? Now for the update. It took 5 years and a marriage, and he curled his eyelashes last week. He found my eyelash curler and asked what it was for, and I told him how to test it on himself. He said he didn't notice any difference, but his eyes sparkled for the first time. He's not going to keep doing it, but at least I know what his pupils look like now. Lol. TLDR, I didn't ask him, he asked me. In the first scenario where you were dating the guy and wanted to suggest curling his eyelashes, here's a polite way to approach the situation. Choose the right moment. Find a comfortable, private setting where you can have a relaxed and honest conversation. Avoid bringing this up in public or during a moment of stress. Be honest but tactful. Start by complimenting his appearance so he knows it's coming from a place of care. You might say something like, I think you're incredibly handsome, and I've noticed that your eyelashes are so long, they sometimes block your eyes. Express concern gently. Explain how his eyelashes affect his appearance and how you believe curling them could enhance his natural charm. For example, I think curling your eyelashes could really make your eyes pop and give them more expression. Offer help. If he's open to the idea, you can offer to help him find a good eyelash curler or even demonstrate how to use one properly. Show him that you're willing to be a part of the solution. Respect his choice. Finally, remember that it's his decision, and if he's not comfortable with the idea, respect his choice. Make it clear that this is just a suggestion and that you love him the way he is. In the update, it's great to hear that he took the initiative to curl his eyelashes himself. It's a positive outcome that happened naturally, and you didn't need to ask him directly. Sometimes, people need time to come around to new ideas, and in this case, he did it on his own terms. It sounds like you both had a good laugh about it, and it brought some positive changes to his appearance. Now let's move to the third story. My husband Impulse bought a dog. Together 6 years, married for 3. We so far have very rarely had communication issues. Before we got married, we went to a counselor who helped us a lot. Not because we were having issues, but to make sure we were going to be able to avoid these issues. Both of us are child-free and have been talking about getting a dog. I grew up with them, but we travel a lot, so having one has not really been in the cards. He recently took a job where we won't be able to do as much traveling for about a year. Recently, he has been very excited because he feels he deserves a dog. He works away from home and I work from home. Like I said, I grew up with dogs. I do miss having one. But there are dogs who would do great without lifestyle and dogs who wouldn't. We agreed on getting a trainer if we had any issues we can't fix on our own. I am very health conscious, which extends to dogs. There are certain breeds I would never own because they have so many health issues. The other day he came home with a bulldog puppy. This is a breed on my absolutely not list. He is about 6 months old and he got him from a family who couldn't keep him. He already has breathing issues. He snores all day and all night. He will need soft palate surgery and he will need his nostrils enlarged. He can't run. He will need patella surgery. Like I said, he is only 6 months old. I am so frustrated. We've had the dog for about 4 weeks and he doesn't want to walk the dog much. He won't clean up after it. All he wants to do is take him to the dog park and pet store. He loves when people gush over how cute he is when he snorts. We had a very big argument over the dog. He wants to let him sleep in bed with us, but I told him I would be sleeping in another room. He didn't care, and the dog has been sleeping in our bed for the past 3 nights while I have been in the guest room. During the day he is quiet. He is a good puppy for sure. He doesn't destroy toys and he is happy as a clam to sleep next to me all day while I work. The snoring doesn't bother me as much, but knowing he snores because he has that much trouble breathing makes me feel so bad. But I am so upset with my husband for getting a dog with so many health issues. I do not know how to address the situation without letting my temper get away with me. TLDR. My husband brought home an impulse purchase puppy with numerous health issues. He won't care for it, and it has taken over our bed. Update. Thank you all for the thorough responses. I read every comment you guys sent. A few months ago, I read a post where a woman sat down with her husband and outlined everything she takes care of at home in a list format, like kitchen, trash, dishes, wipe counters down, etc. That way of communicating really stuck with me, and when we went to see our therapist, I used the same format to express how much I do for the dog. My husband told me that owning a dog was a joint effort, and since I'm home all day it shouldn't be a problem, which is when I realized that has been his excuse for everything. Cooking, chores, cleaning. I'm not sure how I became blind to it. I don't know when I started bending over backwards to accommodate him. We used to be a solid couple who helped each other out. I remember when I was still in school, he'd come over to my apartment and clean the whole thing for me during finals. Or he took care of my elderly cat when I was away for a week and a half. He used to help me dry the dishes, and it was always fun. We used to have so much fun and laugh all the time. At some point it all stopped. I started crying right there in the middle of a sentence, and he got concerned. I'm not a crier. The only time he's ever seen me cry was when I had to put my beloved cat down a few years ago. But he held me for the first time in what felt like months, and we had a serious heart-to-heart about how he made me feel. Not only with the dog, but how stressed I've been with my job, how lonely I am, I don't feel important, and how we don't feel like a team anymore, that I'm worried about us. I guess it clicked for him because he really stepped up taking care of the dog. He started going into work earlier so he can come home early and hang out and make me dinner. It happened slowly over the course of the last few weeks, and the routine suits us a lot better. We hired a trainer to make sure we can understand the dog's boundaries together, and the dog sleeps in a dog bed. Our bedroom life has slowly gotten back to where it was when we got married. We're watching our favorite shows again and going out more. I've been putting my foot down more about my feelings, and he has been receptive. We are still going to therapy for now. As for the dog, we're going to keep him. Is he a no-list dog? Yes. But is he a good puppy with a big heart? Yes. We have the money to afford him, and he took off after training. It's nice having a dog again. TLDR, husband and I went to therapy. We talked through our problems. We are giving our marriage the time and attention it needs to mend. We're keeping the dog. It's great to hear that you and your husband were able to address and work through the issues related to the impulse dog purchase and other underlying problems in your relationship. It sounds like you've made significant progress and are actively working to improve your marriage. Here are a few points to consider moving forward. Communication. Keep the lines of communication open with your husband. It's essential to continue discussing your feelings, concerns, and needs in the relationship. Honest and respectful communication is key to maintaining a healthy marriage. Shared responsibilities. Make sure that both of you are actively participating in taking care of the dog. Having a joint effort in caring for the dog, as well as in other aspects of your life, is important to maintain balance and harmony in your relationship. Continue therapy. If you're still attending therapy, it's a good idea to keep going to address any remaining issues and to strengthen your relationship further. Therapy can provide guidance and tools to help you both continue to grow together. Maintain boundaries. Make sure that you're comfortable with the boundaries you set regarding the dog's presence in your bed. Discuss your concerns and ensure that both of you are on the same page regarding the dog's sleeping arrangements. Enjoy the dog. Despite the dog's health issues and not being your first choice in terms of breed, it's clear that you have developed a bond with him. Continue to provide the care and love he needs, and enjoy having a dog in your life. Remember that relationships require ongoing effort and attention, and it's a positive sign that you and your husband are actively working on your marriage. Continue to prioritize each other's happiness and well-being, and you can build a stronger, more fulfilling relationship together.
If you like the story, hit the like and don't forget to subscribe the channel, and thanks for watching.